Howdy there. Welcome to Grandma's Tiny Garden. I thought I would do another quick tour before more rain rolls in. I'm in North Texas and we have been getting plummeted this year. It's just rain, rain, rain. We're actually, I believe now we are above average on our average rainfall. It's also been a lot cooler than it normally is this time of year. But the main problem I've been having is we're not getting much sun, number one. And number two is we have a larger fungus problem than normal for this time of year. We always have, some problems with fungus here in this area, but this year it's really getting bad. And we've been spraying. I think we're going to have to go. We've been using copper soap, an organic method, but I think we're going to have to go a little bit stronger, or maybe just mix it a little bit stronger. I don't really like using neem oil unless I have to, because I don't like the smell of it. So right now we're just using some copper soap, and like I said, we've got some other organic methods we can try, but I'll show you as I go around what I'm talking about. But anyway, these are my little marigolds, and they're starting. I don't know why this one's just not growing as well as these other ones. These are yellow gems, and that one there is called a tangerine gem. They came all from Johnny Seeds, and I really do like them. They're just so pretty and compact. These I had to move. They were this is my first time growing nasturtiums, and they got a lot bigger than I thought, so I decided to go ahead and put these three in pots. But they're all supposed to be the variegated, Alaskan something variegated ones, and it's really odd because, as you can see, that one's variegated, and these all came from the same seed packet. That one's not, and that one's not. And I have some more in the bed where I moved these from. Same thing. Now, these are giant marigolds, and they're all in bloom, but the problem I'm having, as you can see, I think you can see. Sorry, there's a little bit of rain dropping on my camera. There's some type of fungus. So I'm going to try to spray them again. And I'm seeing this on a lot of stuff. We got a little bit of rust on our roses. Not a lot. But all the new growth looks great. And most of my onions, I've picked some of them, and these are almost ready to pull up as well. I've been checking them every day. I just hate doing it when it's so wet because it takes forever to dry. This down back here is a volunteer tomato, and we've had a whole lot of volunteer tomatoes this year, which is funny because I haven't planted tomatoes back here. So I think the birds have dropped seeds back here when they're sitting on our fence. And that's where they're coming from. But a lot of them I pulled up, but I went ahead and was able, 3 of them came up in okay position. So what I did is I had 4 onions here, and I this one I just cut, but I took 2 of them out to give this tomato some room, and did a makeshift staking on it. And then that one back there as well, I was able to stake it to the fence. But these are the other marigolds, and see, this is a tangerine gem too, and it's doing really well. And then some of these, I guess it's just bad seeds. I don't know. Some of them aren't doing that great. So like this one's a lemon gem. These came from the same place. They were the same size when I put them in these pots, but look at this one. The only thing I can think of is just bad genetics. I don't know. It's really odd. But anyway, I've got elephant ear garlic here, and I pulled one, and they're almost ready. I had to cut all the little flowers off, but I'm going to leave them in here until it gets a little drier. And as you can see, I can really need this bed needs to be weeding. Everything needs to be weeded, but it's kind of hard to do it when it's raining all the time. This thing has grown probably 2 or 3 inches in the last couple of days. Or more than that. It's probably grown about 10 inches in the last couple of days. Same way with this one. It's not growing as good as this one because it doesn't get as much sun, but it's really shading my oregano back here. So I may go ahead and it's almost ready to bloom. I think another week or two and it'll be in bloom, and then I'll be able to get rid of it. These are mulleins. They're really good if you have asthma or other breathing problems. I make a tincture out of it. I like to use it to make a steam. So they come in really handy. Two of them is plenty. This is a catnip, and it too has a little bit of mold of some type. So it needs a good spraying. My cantaloupe are really starting to take off, even though it hasn't been very warm. But they're doing okay. I had to give them a little help on climbing this cattle panel because they wanted to go on the ground. So something's been eating all my flowers. I may just go ahead and put watermelon in here. I haven't had much luck in that back bed for some reason. Peppers are not as big as they should be because too much rain and not enough sun. So I've got 2 habaneros in here, which is sort of a sweet habanero, which I love them. And that's those 2 that are not supported. And then I have 2 Ozark Giant bell peppers. And then this little one that's a candy cane. And it's supposed to be a variegated pepper. So we'll see. And see, here's my other nasturtiums. And this one is variegated. This one's not, and this one's not. So I don't know if I just got a bad package or what. My strawberries, we've been picking, I don't know, 6 or 7 strawberries a day. But it's kind of hard. Some of them I just had to let them go because I couldn't get out here because of the rain. But they too have a fungus problem. So I don't know. We're just going to have to wait until it clears up and then really spray good again. And I've been trying to remove as many infected leaves as possible, but even that is a challenge at this point. These here are silver slicer cucumbers, and they're doing pretty good. I just planted the seeds directly in the pots, and there's only 1 plant per pot, but they seem to be okay. And I think I even saw some, yeah, they're starting to get a lot of flowers. This is more onion chives, and then my teddy bear sunflowers. Something's been eating them. And then over here, this is just various plants, mainly chamomile and some other herbs in here. I had these 2, if you've watched previous videos, I had these 2 grow stalks on the patio, but they just weren't getting enough sun. So then I moved them over here, and the problem with over here is so uneven. I was worried that they were not stable enough if we got a big wind, because one night we did get some fairly bad winds. And so even though they're on rollers, which are locked, I decided to go ahead and move them over here. My husband, it's funny because he originally built these for me to put my green stalks on, and then I had decided, no, I want them on the patio. So we put them in the patio. And then I decided, no, I want them over here. So we put them over here. And then, of course, they ended up where they were supposed to be to start with. He got a little frustrated with me, but he's used to it. I do change my mind a lot when it comes to gardening. But these are doing pretty well. This one here is a mortgage lifter, and it's gotten pretty big. I need to trim it a little bit. I'm not trimming them as much as I normally do because I've only got 2 here, so they have a little bit of room to spread out. But I am trying to keep any leaves, any branches from touching the ground. And as you can see, I have a lot of mushrooms. This is a deal, and just a couple of flowers in here. But this one here is a celebrity, and it's more of a bush type. So it'll branch out more. It doesn't get as tall. But the mortgage lifter is the first time I've actually grown one. And look, I've got something that looks like caterpillar poop. I need to really check this out and make sure there's no caterpillars on it. It's funny because I don't see any damage on the leaves themselves. So I'm not sure what's going on here. But I'll have to check it out. Hopefully, I think we're getting past the rain, so it should be starting to get better pretty soon, I hope. Over here, I've got a couple of stevia. This one, some ants built a bed in my pepper. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that right now. I haven't done anything because It's just so wet out here. 2 stevias. This is a chocolate mint I bought this year. It's doing really well. This is a peppermint from last year. Some more chamomile. And as you can see, all this yellowing is from, it's just oversaturated. And then a skullcap. And a lemon balm. And it's really time to harvest it. I've already harvested the skullcap, made 2 quarts of tincture, and then also have a lot to dry for tea. It's drying in the house. And then this one is almost ready to harvest. I'm gonna have to get to that probably this week once it dries out. My aloe vera, you know, it was doing so beautiful this winter inside, and then we put it out here, and I think it got a little sun shock. It was in the front, but we moved it because we've gotten so much rain, and they do not like to have all this rain. But as you can see, the pups are kind of dying back, and I think it's because it got too much rain. And I got a snail. But it's no big deal. I'll trim it up and it'll be fine. So that's about all I have. My onions, I'm being challenged to put them in a place that they can dry out, because we don't have much covered patio, and even the rain can get back here if the wind is blowing correctly, if from the right direction. So I've got these here trying to dry out a little bit. They're all short onions. They're not really for storage, but you still want to dry them some. And this is more onions, and especially with the ones that I haven't pulled yet, I'll be giving onions away, and I'll be giving elephant garlic away as well. So my son, they love stuff like that, so it's not like I don't have a place to get rid of it at. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll try to do another video in a couple of weeks. Thank you for finding me, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Talk to you later.